Hello, Cindy here with Create Your Own Luck and Love, where I help women to open their hearts, transform them, to invite in and receive the love that resonates deeply with them. So I'm excited to be here with you guys today talking about when he has the conversation with you, it's not you, it's me. Who's had that before? I'm just curious if you've had somebody say to you, if you've been dating someone, things have been going pretty well, and then all of a sudden it's like, the car stops, slams into another car, metal to metal, and then all this screeching's happening, right? So I'm going to share with you some common things that come up. I'm going to share a quick story first. So I was made aware of this woman that, she's amazing. She's beautiful, smart, it's got everything going for her. And she starts dating a man that's also high achieving like her. And he worked really hard in the beginning to take her off the market, like whining, dining her, taking her on little trips, those kinds of things. And then all of a sudden, about, a few months in, he starts spending less and less time with her. He's less and less available. And then he has the conversation with her, I don't know if I'm going to be able to give you the time that you deserve and, even that you need, right? Let me know if you've had a situation like this. I'm curious, just like, yes, that's me. Write it in the comments. And I'd also be curious to know, what did you do in that situation? So, and I hear things like this all the time where, a woman's dating someone, he seems great, they seem to be on the same page, and then all of a sudden he does a 360 and backs away. So this is one form of pulling away. So why does this happen? There's a couple different things, and this is something that I work with my clients on all the time, and it's called pacing. So she wasn't actually pacing him. And if you find yourself in this situation right now, it's okay. So I'm going to give you exactly what to do if and when you ever get into this situation again. So pacing's a big thing. He wined and dined her, and most women are usually a little resistant in the first few weeks. And then after that, after the 2-week mark, if he's consistently whining and dining her, she generally goes along with it. Now, it doesn't mean that she's, 100% invested, but tends to be the 2 to 4 week span. So once that happens, a man actually feels it when she's like, okay, we'll date exclusively, or, we'll be in a committed relationship. So the key is not to allow him to take you off the market too soon. So if a man's trying to rush things, if he's trying to move really quickly with you, then that's a sign of you getting to put the brakes on. I call it pumping the brakes. So that means not going exclusive with him right away. So having the conversation like, look, I really like you, and I'm enjoying the direction that this is going, and this is a really important area of my life. I really want to be in a great relationship with the right person, and I feel like that takes time. So I'm not quite ready to be exclusive yet. And I understand that means that I take the chance in you meeting somebody else as well. So standing in your power around that and understanding the power of that is also a subtle takeaway. And if the guy is really the right kind of guy, he's going to understand your pacing. He may not like it all the time, but he will actually appreciate it because it slows him down. What happens is if a man moves too fast and then all of a sudden he wakes up and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm in this relationship. I don't know if I'm ready for it. I don't know if I can handle her emotions, my emotions, and really show up for this. That's usually why these conversations happen. So the point being is you want to make sure that you're pacing it. Your pace is so, so, so important. So this can happen in any variety of ways. And don't be afraid if he does walk away, because if he does walk away, he wasn't going to stay to begin with, and he's probably not the healthiest choice for you. Probably not the healthiest choice. So when it comes to this, let's just say you're like, okay, Cindy, well, I'm in a situation, he's backed off, or he's come in, he's had this conversation. How do you handle it? So what you want to do is the complete opposite of what you think you should do. What you want to do is when he says, I don't know that I could, provide you with the time that you deserve, say, you know what, I agree with you. Absolutely, I understand. I appreciate you sharing that with me, and I hope that we can be friends or friendly. So here's what that does. And also make sure that you are very non-emotional about it. And this is not a game, you guys. It's literally get yourself together, become non-emotional about it, because truth be told, you haven't dated this guy that long. You're more in love with the idea of what this relationship can provide for you at this point in time. One, you don't have to be on the market anymore. Maybe you met someone. You're not going to be single during the holidays, whatever that is. And it may bother you to think, well, I don't want him to make that decision, but that's what's happening. So you take yourself off the table as an option. Okay, I totally get it. I appreciate you sharing that with me. And yeah, I've noticed that, things have been a little different lately, and, move back. So one of two things will happen in this point in time. So if this happens, you get to go back out there, you get to date, you get to meet people, you get to become very, very clear as to what you're seeking in relationship, and not move too fast in a commitment, not move too fast into anything, because it takes time to get to know people, just in general, point blank. So I hope you guys are really getting that through your head, and, not to create a relationship based on some of the things that you've heard him say and hasn't fully walked the talk yet, right? Sometimes we do that if you haven't been in a relationship for a while, or you really want one and you're desiring that connection. I get it. It is natural to feel that way. So what you want to do is say that. Say, gosh, I understand. I agree. And even if he says, well, I just, I don't know if this is going to work. Totally get it. I understand, I know for me, I'm looking for something real, and I feel like I'm just going to date until, the right person takes me off the market. So I get it. I understand. And so that, again, it's called a takeaway. It will make a guy feel off balance because he's not expecting that from you. What he's actually expecting is for you to try to fight for him and say, no, we shouldn't do that. Well, the thing is doing that is going to actually push him further away. always agree. Okay, no problem. I get ya. Gotcha. Because at the end of the day, you want a man that's a hell yes for you. You really do. You want a man that's an absolute hell yes. So you get to remember, I'm the last piece of pie. He's lucky to have me. And if he doesn't see that, okay, God bless you. Move on. Right? And so that is very, very empowering, you guys. Doing something like that is so empowering. So what it creates is like they're thrown off balance, and usually they take a few days to think about it. And if they weren't really feeling it for you, then they won't come back. But if they were, sometimes their ego will make them do that too. They'll come back, and they'll usually come around and be in touch and say, well, maybe we should, continue or dating or do something. Or he might just try to start spending time with you. So this is where your boundaries come in. Your boundaries are like, okay, so what is your intention with spending time together? I know I was very clear that we were dating before. What is it that you want? Are you wanting to explore the possibility of something working between us? And if he says, well, no, I really like you, I think we should be friends, awesome. And I would love to be your friend. I also feel like there gets to be a little bit of cooling off period before we do that. I hope you understand, right? That's a boundary. You get to set boundaries for yourself, ladies. This subject makes me on fire. So you get to say, this is what I'm looking for. And then you let them go. Okay, see you later. Typically, they'll come back around and say, okay, you know what? I thought about it again. And I'd really like to, explore the possibility with you. Awesome. Okay, great. Well, as you know, I am dating, and I'm dating until the right man takes me off the market. Men go through a process when it comes to falling in love and when it comes to commitment that is far different than a woman's perspective. And it doesn't matter if you get married in 2 weeks or 3 months or a year or 2. They go through a very similar process. Every man's different. However, there's a lot of similarities there. And women go through the way our mindset thinks is far different. We can easily get attached sometimes after a few dates, whereas men will semi get attached, but usually it takes them a little bit more time. Kind of depends on what's going on with them too. So I hope this helps you. I would love to hear if you've experienced something like this before, if this has helped you, and if you'd like to hear more videos like this. All right, sending you guys lots of love. If you know somebody that needs to hear this, please share it with them. Share the love. My goal is to heal over 1 million hearts in my lifetime with this work. And, next is, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this, go ahead and if you like the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you want to get alerts for each of my videos, just go ahead and hit the little bell, and then you'll get alerts for my videos. Thank you so, so much. I hope this has helped. Lots of love. Bye, everyone.